Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Title Boxing WBC Edition training gloves. So stay tuned. All right guys, so today I'm doing a close-up weigh-in and review on the Title Boxing WBC Edition training gloves. I got mine in 14 ounces in this Velcro closure in this beautiful black and green WBC colorway. This is a full genuine leather glove that's manufactured in Pakistan. And to me, this is more of a softer style training glove, kind of similar to the Science training gloves I did a review on a couple weeks ago. And you can see it has full genuine leather construction with the welted seams that are integrated in between the stitching lines on the outer edge. The black leather on here is more of a satin kind of finish to it, and they utilize a multi-layer foam that's right at the medium, maybe a little bit on the softer side as far as density goes, but a very nice soft feel to it. And you have the WBC logo on the back of the glove. I've been using the glove so you can start to see that the logo is cracking a little bit. But you know, I really don't take that too seriously. I just feel that over time with any gloves you get, if you have a large logo like this one, it's just really a matter of time. It's not if, but more of when it starts to kind of fade away and crack. So you can start seeing a little bit of cracking right there with the WBC. The green on here is spot on. You can see the color looks vibrant and really nice. It's a WBC green. The welted seams on here are leather as well, and they use yellow to kind of give it that offset trim. So I like the little details they integrated with this. And this one has a 5-inch Velcro strap. So it's definitely a taller strap in that regard with a recessed Title Boxing plastic patch in it. Nice thing about this is it doesn't have any sharp edges with that. The inside of the liner is made out of tricot, and it also says that it's made in Pakistan. You have about an inch of firm density foam padding on the back of the wrist, and a really good amount of padding on the inside of the wrist as well. I'd say about an inch of medium density padding on both sides of the wrist that go up to right about here where the thumb is. That's pretty standard where the seam is. And then the padding typically just kind of tapers off. And then you have the padding that kind of comes up right up to right here and then tapers off again in the palm area. Double stitching, green piping, black attached thumb, and the grip bar is a really good size as well. It says genuine leather right there, and the gloves right next to each other, so you guys can see it. Really cool looking gloves, and I was really excited to try these out. I actually did a giveaway of some WBC colorway Cleto Reyes gloves a while back, and those look great as well. But honestly, I think the green on this looks better than the Reyes green. It's more vibrant and just has a better look to it, in my opinion, in terms of colors go. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale to see how much these weigh. Kind of squish them up so you guys can see just how soft the density is on these. Again, more on the soft to medium density side. It's definitely not a super stiff or firm glove, which I think a lot of you guys can appreciate. So let's get the scale on and put this on here. So the right glove is right at 13.2, so it's about 0.8 underweight, and the left glove is at 13.5, so about half an ounce, 13.4, so yeah, about a half an ounce underweight. So they're almost exactly on with each other at let's just say about a half ounce underweight. But let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Title Boxing WBC Edition training gloves. Got mine in 14 ounces. It's a Velcro closure only glove. Sizing wise, you can get it in 12, 14, or 16 ounces. So you have 3 sizes to choose from. And colorway wise, you can get it like the one I have here with all black and contrasting green. They also have an all green with contrasting black. So basically just opposite colors. Now, these gloves have been on my radar for a while now. I know that Title released an entire WBC line of products. You can get the training gloves. They also have bag gloves, sparring gloves, fight gloves, robes, shorts, you name it. They have pretty much everything in regards to like a WBC sponsored or WBC edition a line of boxing equipment. I've been a big fan of the WBC branded equipment for a long time now. I think I did a review on the Venom WBC colorways a while back. I also did a giveaway of some Clato Reyes WBC edition gloves that I did a giveaway on about a year ago. So I love the colorway. Green is not a common color you typically see in a lot of boxing equipment. It's usually like the black, reds, or blues. But the WBC color is one of those, I think it's called jade green, if I'm not mistaken, but it's one of those colors that is synonymous with boxing. Anytime you see the WBC green, that that there's a lot of rich history, pride, and prestige behind it. So that's one big thing for me when it came to this, is just they look amazing, and I really wanted to try out the gloves from a technical standpoint to see if the gloves themselves were good regardless of how they look. So looking at this aesthetically, for a 14-ounce glove, it's actually a perfect size. I'll explain to you, this is probably one of the best gloves you can get as a beginner that gets into boxing, regardless if you like the look of it or not. I mean, if you took the logo away and changed the colors up, just structurally how the glove feels, the way you use it for your training, it is a training glove. So essentially it's kind of a hybrid between a sparring and a bag glove. You can use it for bag work, you can use it for sparring, and the padding is safe enough to protect yourself, but as well as your sparring partner if you're going to use it for that. But good enough feedback for hitting like a double line bag, hitting a heavy bag, whatever it may be. It's a great all-around glove that you can use. It does have a little bit more of a taller height and profile, so when you put it on, it goes a little bit lower on your forearm. It does have this big 5-inch Velcro strap to give you a good amount of wrist support. It is full genuine leather construction, made in Pakistan, and the leather on here has more of a satin finish to it. It does use a rubber style foam on the inside, probably real similar to latex. The composition on it has more of a medium to soft feel to it, and it has a much more broken in feel. It's not a stiff glove by any means. Of course, you do have the WBC logo on the back of the glove right here. That looks really good. It has the different flags of the countries right there, with the guy punching upwards or kind of lifting his hand up, and World Boxing Council. Here's the Velcro strap in green that is piped around with yellow. You also have the title patch that is stitched in vertically, that's embossed. It has a plastic, so it has texture to it, but it's recessed in there, so there's no sharp edges that stick out, and so they do a nice job of doing that. So if you were to use this for sparring, you don't have to worry about your partner getting cut open from a sharp edge right there. You do have nice long Velcro strap. Inside is a tricot liner, really nice and smooth, doesn't bunch up. Elastic piece that holds the middle together. Inch padding on the back, and about 1 inch of medium density padding on the wrist. You can see it goes up pretty high up on that side, as well as on this side. Double stitching, it does say genuine leather. Welted seams throughout, so that's something that you typically see with a lot of Mexican style gloves that utilize the welted seams to give you that durability to kind of keep the seams together. And you can see they use yellow leather for the welting on there, so that's a really nice added touch. I like the look of that. I think if they left the welted seams out, it would still look good, but the welted seams just gives it a little bit more character, in my opinion. And no ventilated holes on the thumb or the palm. So it does get a little bit hot and humid on the inside, but again, we're boxing here, so that shouldn't be one of those things where it's more of like a creature comfort rather than something that should bother you enough to the point where you wouldn't want to use the glove. So, in my opinion at least. So overall, a really nice looking glove. Quality-wise, the gloves are really good. The only areas I would kind of point out with the glove is just kind of like where they cut the leather, like certain parts, like right here on the welted seam. You can see that some of the cuts were a little bit overly, left out. You can see that it's not even. So right here, the welted kind of opens up and is really exposed here. And then you can kind of see where they use their scissors to cut it, and it has kind of like a little jagged mark right there. But honestly speaking, other than that, I mean, the stitching looks pretty good overall. The back hinge point where the wrist is at could have been done cleaner, but again, that's just kind of more of an aesthetic. I wouldn't worry about durability in that regard. Where the thumb meets the index finger looks really good. The leather is really nice, has this nice supple feel. The foam is held up really well. The weight is off about half an ounce, so it's a little bit underweight. And the logo is starting to crack a little bit from me using it. So to me, that's just kind of expected. It's almost like metallic colorways. Anytime you get some gloves that are metallic, typically you expect a metallic to wear out quicker than a solid color like a black or a solid red or whatever it may be. They just don't hold up well. Whatever process they use, they have to bond that metallic to the leather hide just doesn't have the same durability as you do with a solid color. So you have that. Outside of that, the glove looks really good. The stitching looks really clean. You know, just the welted seams, I would just say is kind of the area that I would be a little bit nitpicky where they trimmed it and it looks a little uneven. Liner is really good, no exposed foam there. The piping around the cuff looks clean. I guess the stitching right here around where they put that recessed patch in is kind of crooked. You can see that it kind of comes up right here, and could be done a little bit cleaner. You can see where they start and finished, where they were stitching. So, I mean, little tiny details that were being critical, but outside of that, they look really good. Now, on to the good part. These gloves are extremely comfortable. So when you put your hand in here, when I was mentioning earlier that these are a great beginner glove, because the cost of these, combined with the comfort, the length of the cuff, a good amount of wrist support, it's like a perfect glove for those of you that are starting off in the sport. Don't want to get like a super cheap budget glove that you know is going to get destroyed like in a month or two, but you also want a glove that can perform and can go, you know, quite a while. I think these are perfect for that. Good wrist support. The comfort of the thumb feels great. This piping is loose enough to where you don't feel like your thumb is getting pinched down on. Excellent thumb ergonomics. Nice padding on the back, not too stiff. And, you know, it's the same padding they use in the knuckle area. When you make a fist, you can see that the thumb attachment doesn't poke out too far, but it doesn't pull down on your thumb either. So there's no jamming whatsoever. Nice deep finger compartment. You can see that I can open and close my hand super easy because of that soft foam that they use in here. That tricot liner is nice and soft and silky on the inside, and then there's no seam exposed. So they put a piece of neoprene on the fingertip compartment, so you can really bite down with your hand and really make a nice tight fit. So I definitely love that. So overall, extremely comfortable gloves. I love the way they feel from down on my forearm all the way up to the midsection of my hand, to the thumb, and into the finger compartment. For a 14-ounce glove, they're definitely not too snug, nor are they too loose. Like, I don't feel like my hand wiggles around in there. When I have my hand wraps on, it's a perfect fit. So if you do have bigger hands than me, then maybe go for like the 16s. If you want something a little bit more precise and compact, maybe go for the 12s. I think the 14s is kind of like right there in the middle that I can use these for some sparring, hitting the bag and whatnot. It's completely up to you. Protection and performance, these are, I'd say, a balanced glove. So you get a good amount of shock absorption. I wouldn't say as good as like a gel bag glove, like a Title World Gel, or even like a Rival, with the Rival RB10s. So you're not going to get the same shock absorption as those gloves, but you're also not sacrificing the feedback and the pop that you want. So the rubber foam that they use in here does a really good job of taking the brunt of the punch, but allowing it for the foam to compress enough to where you feel like your knuckles can sink in and that you're landing on your shot. Other good thing is that the padding isn't too rounded like a molded foam. So when you do land your shot, you can see that there is a level of compression there that allows the punch surface to kind of flatten out on you, so you know that you're really making contact. So if this was clear and you can see through, you would actually see that my knuckles are landing when I land my shot if I'm using correct punch technique and form. And that's what really gives you that nice satisfying feel when you land your punch. You know, so the wrist support on here is pretty good for that 5-inch Velcro strap. It's not as good as some bag gloves that have the ratcheting system that has a higher piece that goes up here and it kind of crosses down below on the lower portion, but this is also not intended to be a bag glove as well. So for a training glove, the wrist support is definitely sufficient. But yeah, I would definitely say this is a balanced training glove. Cost-wise, these gloves are $89. So that's, to me, a great price for a glove of this quality. Full genuine leather construction, extremely comfortable. They perform nicely. If you're a fan of the WBC or the colorway, that's an added bonus. An even bigger bonus is if you do the 20% off with Title Boxing. They do the newsletter. You can sign up for that, get 20% off. You can literally get these gloves for like what? So it's $89, so 90 bucks. You're looking at like what, 75 bucks around with shipping. For a glove like this is, to me, a really good deal. So I was really pleasantly surprised with these gloves in terms of their performance, and would definitely recommend these. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box and where you can find these Title Boxing WBC training gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.